This is dinner one way or the other.
This time I'ma win it. This time I'ma win it. What's my luck? I wanna get in. Inside your love, inside your love. This time I'ma win it. This time I'ma win it. What's my luck? I wanna get in. Inside your love, inside your love. We'll move all night. No worries, no doubts. This is my time to...
I am going to turn this cookie mix into muffins. To it, I'm going to add 2 eggs, this container of plain Greek yogurt, and I'm also going to add some chocolate chips. That's the size of them. I'm going to take it and just break it up into smaller pieces. That'll just make it easier to mix. And I do leave it out room temperature for about 10 minutes before I go ahead and mix everything. I'm gonna add the eggs. Now I'm just gonna mix it. Now I'm gonna fold in some chocolate chips, and then once I get it into the muffin pan, I'll top it off with some more. And I fill them up pretty high, like basically over 3/4 full, because I really like aim for that jumbo size muffin. I purchased this kit from Walmart. I actually purchased 2 of them. It comes with a seasoning packet, a chipotle sauce packet, and the shells. I linked it in the description box. I'm not exactly going to follow package directions, and hopefully that doesn't backfire on me. So you take the seasoning packet, add water, either into the pan that you're going to roast it in the oven or a pressure cooker. I'm going to use my Instant Pot. You then take the meat and coat it, and once it's done cooking, you remove the meat, you shred the meat, and you take the shells and you dip it in that broth. Once that's done, you take that chipotle sauce and you drizzle it on half the shell. You get a layer of meat on there, and then as toppings you add cilantro, onion, and cheese. I'm not using cilantro. Then you fold it and you fry them. So here is where I'm doing it differently. To that water and seasoning packet mixture, I added the chopped onion to it. I also added the chipotle sauce. So I went more in the route of a marinade. So I let that marinade overnight. And now I'm gonna get it into my Instant Pot and I'm gonna cook that. And once that's done, I'm gonna do the directions of the dip. But I'm only gonna fill it with the meat and not adding the cheese. I'm gonna then fold it, and instead of frying it, I'm gonna bake it. So I'm gonna bake it on one side, I'm gonna watch it, and then I'm gonna flip it over and bake it on the other side so that it evenly bakes. And then I'm going to take the cheese and I'm gonna layer it over the taco and broil it. I think I need to rearrange this. Here is what they look like after 15 minutes on a 350. I shred my cheese. Now I'm gonna get it under the broil. I'm gonna do it on low at first, just because this is the first time I've ever done this. And then we'll take it from there. I think next time I do this, I'm gonna do 375 for 10 minutes when I bake them. And I didn't have to flip them over, which is great because it actually baked very nicely on the bottom, so that saved a step, I guess time, if you will. This is after 5 minutes on broil on low. This is what I have left over for me. I actually added some of the broth into it. Oh my goodness. Now I have the broth. I'll use it as a dipping. Today I am trying a new way to make sloppy joes. I follow this fella on TikTok. He goes live a few times a week, and on one of his lives he was talking about his grandmother's sloppy joes. He said hands down it's the best sloppy joes that's out there. So that got my antennas interested, and I'm like, all right, I gotta try this. Now he said to use a big can of the Campbell's vegetable soup. I couldn't find the big can, so I just got 2 of the small ones. He also said it must be Campbell's brand. So it's his recipe, so I'm gonna follow it to a T. Well, yeah and no. The only difference, I guess, for me is I buy my meat in like larger quantities, and then we grind it at home, and then I go ahead and cook it up, and then I put it in the freezer, and that makes for real easy decision making on what I'm going to meal plan for the week. And then when that night comes, some of the work's already done for me. So I've already cooked up my ground beef, so I'm going to basically just warm these up. I'm gonna let it sit, give it a good simmer, and then I'm gonna add the ground beef, and that's it. I'm not gonna lie, it's weirding me out a little. It has pasta in it, which in retrospect isn't that big of a deal because I do often add elbow macaroni to my sloppy joes and my chili, and I love to eat it in a Portuguese pop. So that's okay. Okay enough. But then I realized that it has pieces of potatoes in it, and I don't really know how that's gonna taste like in a sandwich. And this is the bread that I purchased to have it in, the 21 whole grain Dave's Killer Bread. This bread is delicious, by the way, and for the price it should be. So I was gonna have that with either a side of roasted broccoli, carrots, both, or I have onion rings, I have sweet potato fries, I have regular french fries, we have tater tots, plenty of sides that I can decide closer to dinner. But I don't know. I mean, this is dinner one way or the other. This is what we're having. So I'm gonna let it simmer a little bit longer. Obviously I did add the ground beef to it, and I'm letting that all become best friends, and then we're gonna taste it, and who knows, I might be pleasantly surprised. Let's hope so. It's time to try it. Are you ready for this with me? And it's such a gloomy, rainy day out. It was thundering and lightning earlier today. So this is like the perfect comfort food meal for a day like today. Here it goes. Oh, actually, here not goes. Let me get a spoon. I'll try with the ground beef first and then mix with the, especially the potato. Let's see. I got a pea in there too. I don't think it tastes like a sloppy Joe's at all. Would I make it again? No. Am I glad I made it? Yes, it's something different. I don't know how Den is gonna feel about this. Listen, I might change it to adding some pasta and eating it that way. If we don't go the route of sandwiches, it does already have those little, I forgot what they're called, those little ball pastas. It already has it in there, but it's so little that I don't think adding pasta would really make it like over the top as far as like pasta goes. I don't know. I don't even know whether or not I would recommend trying it. Like it tastes decent, but it's just not, it's not sloppy Joe's. It really isn't. But I mean, for something fast, convenient, it smelled really good. Like once it started like cooking up, but it's definitely not going to make the meal rotation, but I'm glad I tried it. I love to try new things. And like I said, it's dinner tonight, so it doesn't taste horrible. That's the best part. It's definitely eatable. Also, I'm not going to make it again, but if I was, I didn't even add all the ground beef that I had to it, because there just wasn't enough of soup. So if I was to make the normal amount that I'm used to making, because we love leftovers, I would definitely go with at least 3 cans. I would buy a 4th just in case. So there's that. Definitely this isn't going to go as far as I was intending it to go, but since it's not something that I'm impressed with, I'm glad that at least it didn't use up all the ground beef. I can take it and make tacos. You know, sky's the limit. So that will do it for this new one-time for me recipe. If you do decide to go ahead and try this, or if you've even never heard of doing it this way, you gotta let me know. Now, I mean, maybe this is common and people just don't call it sloppy Joe's and his family does. I don't know, but there you have it. Thanks for coming over. Thanks for cooking with me, and I'll be back. Bye.